Hmm. I want to take a sidetrack. Give us a little skinhead history.
So
Tell us
I,
how
I'm
it really is.
yeah. So
For all those people that wouldn't listen to us those years
right.
ago.
So it gets under my skin because the media has portrayed that skinheads are Nazis and racist, and that's just not the case. Skinhead movement started with black kids in Jamaica and white kids in England together, listening to Northern soul music and ska music, precursor to today's reggae, dance hall music. And it was about unity, black and white kids from two different cultures, but under the British flag coming together in England and London and places like that, coming together with this new culture, with this new sound. And it was always based on unity. That's why like you hear two-tone, black and white. That's what it was all about. Black and white people grooving together, listen to music. We were all working class. It wasn't about being rich. It was about working class, that you worked for your own, you worked for your money. Everything you did, you put your heart into it. And then, and during the 70s, late 70s in England, because of racism and a lot of the Tories, which are like notorious, they're basically the right wing of England. Some of their parts of the Tories, the group started getting very nationalist and started getting very racist. There's an economic downturn in England, and there wasn't a lot of jobs, and so of course what happens, there isn't a lot of jobs. First thing you're going to do is you're going to start blaming the immigrants, and so racism became a big thing in England. And then there was a lot of disaffected youth, and so some of these people who worked in the conservative movement or whatever, they started getting these vulnerable kids who are already skinheads and feeding with all this racism, and that the reason that they were poor, that their family was struggling, or their dad was on the dole, or they were alcoholics, was because the immigrants came and took their jobs, which is not the case. That is not skinhead. You can't be a Nazi, you can't be racist and be a skinhead, because that's not what it's about. That's not what it was started with, and it's just the media has corrupted it, and it came to America, and there all of a sudden there was like a lot of sharp is like skinheads against racial prejudice, which basically started in America. um and that was just a fight against the media, because they're saying skinheads are Nazis. You can't be a skinhead and be racist, but there was a lot of racist boneheads, what we call them, in America and in England, and it's just the core rule is that you absolutely cannot be considered a skinhead if you're racist. I mean,
Because
if you're
it
racist,
doesn't
you're
work.
just a bald head dude wearing the clothes that we like, basically. You're fronting. Because it's not that. It's always about unity and working class, and about black and white being together and grooving and making it work together. That was thing. That's what kind of called me to it, and that was the first time in my life I felt like I was welcome. Like a place for me where I wasn't, just Tommy Bottom, the black guy. It was just, I felt like I was part of the crew. It felt like home.